Today on the Real Deal podcast, I'm sitting down with Matthew and Irena Mielke, the husband and wife team behind The Perfect Secret in Scottsdale, Arizona. Matthew is the co-owner and CEO, and Irena is a family nurse practitioner, medical director, and master injector. Together, they've built one of the most respected aesthetic practices in the Valley, focused on natural results, confidence, and helping people feel like the best version of themselves. What I love about their story is that it's not just about aesthetics or treatments. It's about entrepreneurship, trust between partners, building a brand as a couple, and creating an experience where people truly feel cared for. Today we're talking about their journey, what really makes a great aesthetic practice, and some of the misconceptions people have about the industry. Let's get into it. The abundance over scarcity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a constant, how are we going to do what we did last year or do better than last year?
Mm-hmm.
I used to hate December because it's we're going to have to reset. Now we're starting at 0, January 1. And then how are we going to, how is it going to happen?
Yeah.
And then we have to go back and think, hey, what worked this year?
Mm-hmm.
Just keep doing those things that work.
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to reinvent.
Yeah, Matthew kind of hates the fact that I don't look at January. I don't look at any month, but especially I don't look at January and start at 0. I look at what we did last year, and that's our base.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate that. That's
Well,
what we should be doing.
But the thing that he hates is the fact that I believe we've been in a recession. And luckily, I feel like our business has not felt the recession because we have done better year after year. But I told Matthew, I was I'm annoyed that it's not quadrillions more every year. It's a little bit better, but it's not tremendously better. And the way that he looks at business is you just want to do better than the year before. Even if it's just a little bit, it's a steady growth. Whereas I'm we got to kill it.
Yeah.
I need to make $10 million more.
Yeah.
And he's no, you don't. Because that's not scalable and that's not good for the business.
Let's do this. Let's
Uh-huh.
open those boxes real quick.
Okay.
So you're talking about, doing 10 million.
Uh-huh.
And Matthew's well, no, let's just have forward momentum.
Uh-huh.
So the love where you live is the biggest part,
Uh-huh.
right? And I used to think it's just a cutesy thing for real estate,
Uh-huh.
but and I think you guys understand the meaning behind it, but just
Mhm.
to reiterate and just really tattoo it on ourselves
Uh-huh.
is I used to want the same thing. I used to want to get to this mountain and the
Mhm.
top of this mountain, but there is no top of this mountain.
Uh-huh.
And what are we really striving for?
Uh-huh.
Once you get to 10 million more this year
Uh-huh.
than last year, what's next year? 10 million more.
Uh-huh.
So are you happy or satisfied without getting to 10 million more each year?
Uh-huh.
See, I wasn't. I was I feel I'm just scratching the surface. I'm not
Yeah.
really doing all the potential. And then it's what is the 10 million the thing?
Uh-huh.
Or is it something deeper and more meaningful than the dollars? The dollars are a
Yeah.
reflection of doing more.
Yeah, I think that's how we usually measure success is through the dollars, especially when you own a business. Matthew has all of these wonderful metrics that he runs for our business, all his little spreadsheets that I don't really understand. And
That's good though. He
Yeah,
does, and you
he
don't.
does
That's
the
good.
whole thing.
Yeah.
I literally do the easiest part of the business, which is just poke someone.
Mhm.
He does everything else. So it wouldn't be a business if I ran it because we would be broke, but we'd have all the latest and greatest things.
The gadgets.
But he measures success in through so many different variables that I think I don't know. It's just you have to adjust the way that you're brought up and the way that your fucked up mentally. Just money is always going to be the measurement of success.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that having Matthew measure all of these different values should weigh more like, what do you measure? Like repeat customers and new customers. The reviews that we get, that is the strongest, I think, for us.
Reflection of client satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That means
where
the
they're all
most.
coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tracking that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm saving all my good ideas for when we're live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, geez Louise.
I'm going to be like a monk until then.
Okay.
Well,
Monk.
this is to get you comfortable.
I'm comfortable.
You're ready to rock.
Yeah.
This is for
He's
Irena to
juicy
get
and
comfortable.
loosey.
That's
He's
right.
ready
He's
to
ready to
go.
go. He's ready to go.
He's bursting.
So he's ready to rock.
Always.
I want to get right into what do we say to our kids that's going to impact them, and then we can get into our business.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have a good one.
Let's go.
I've got a good one too.
Okay, so because I've been interacting with people from all walks of life for many years now with my job, I'm able to ask moms, either new moms or seasoned moms, grandmothers, the best advice that they have for not just marriage, but also raising children. And this one woman said to me, and this was when Coco was just a baby, like probably less than one. And she said that the most important thing, especially for a female, is to never be told any, like not tell them that they're pretty, but don't put so much emphasis on their physical appearance, because that will change. And if that's how they identify that their beauty is from the outside, then that will be shaken easily as they get older. She said that your only goal is to praise them for how smart they are, how caring they are, how funny, how giving, like all these attributes that create a wonderful person, rather than just completely harping on the fact that you're so beautiful, which we do as well.
I love that. That's good.
Yeah. So we do that with the kids in general, but I feel like especially with the girls, we just say, because I'll say, Esther, you're so beautiful. And she goes, I know. I know I am. And then Chloe will be like, why do you keep saying that? I know that already. So then I just say, well, you're also so smart and you're really good at math, and you make, like with Esther, I say, you make everyone laugh, and it's so wonderful to see how you're such a good helper. So it's less about, wow, you're so pretty, because that can, well, it won't go anywhere. The kids are beautiful.
I think for us, it's less about what the outcome is, and it's more about what the input is. So recognizing you worked so hard for that. You really thought hard about this, or like whatever. You praise them on the process rather than praising them for the outcome.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the process is what ultimately is going to lead to the desired outcome. And to build on that, I think that as an adult, our only personal restrictions are the ones that we place on ourselves. What do we believe that we're capable in or capable of? And I think for kids, their only restriction is, what do my parents believe that I'm capable of or not capable of? Right? Before they can develop their own thought process on what they're capable of, they're looking to us for our approval, right?
And
It's
Matthew
so
does
powerful.
this thing with Chloe. So Chloe will put her outfits together, and then she'll run out and be like, what do you think of my outfit? And I always have an opinion, but Matthew says, what do you think of your outfit? And she goes, I love it. And he goes, then I love it too. And then I'll say, I don't love it. I think that doesn't match. And she'll say, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
I think I look great. And I'm
That's
like,
what she says to
okay.
you?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
Very
she's
confident.
She's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
confident. I think all girls, this is just based on being a parent and watching it in real time and learning about all these things. I think all girls are born very confident and secure in themselves. It is some shit that goes on as they get older that breaks that down and makes them insecure. And our job is just to reinforce the fact that what you believe about yourself is true, whether that be positive or negative. So you better be careful what it is that you say about yourself, because that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And we've had to have that lesson with Coco many times, who's 7.
Yeah. No, that's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, I don't know how I started it, but Danielle and I are the same. Like what we say to our kids it's so important. It's like really planting the seed for this tree later.
Mm-hmm.
So before going to sleep, part of the bedtime routine was good night, like have a great sleep, and we'll see you tomorrow. what are you? And the response that we kind of trained them with was smart and pretty, or for Jack, smart and handsome.
Mm-hmm.
And I started implementing this as soon as they could talk. And the girls, as they got older, started changing it. No, I'm pretty and smart.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, well, no, that's not what we talked about. Smart and pretty. But going to what you were saying earlier,
Mm-hmm.
it's so in line with that. But I wanted them to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the more we say things,
Mm-hmm.
we start really believing that self-fulfilling prophecy. And I think what you said was really important too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're looking for that validation
Mm-hmm.
from us.
Mm-hmm.
It's so powerful. So that's how we're starting the real deal today with Irena and Matthew Mielke, founders and owners of The Perfect Secret, located in Scottsdale, Arizona. We've known each other for many years. We've talked about doing this, and right now, we are doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And really, we kind of talked earlier about what our goals were. So some of the goals and things that we want to mention are not just what we do and how we can help people, but helping with the abundance over the scarcity mindset, loneliness, what that looks like as a business owner, comparison and the competition in both of our spaces, they're pretty fierce, and how we overcome those things. And those are some of the high level outline items that we want to make sure we're accomplishing today. But we wanted to just start with a little bit of the kids and how that, impacts us, because that's part of the driving force, I think, for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Every single day.
It is. I think also kind of blending the kids and our business, which oftentimes is intertwined heavily, is the fact that before the kids go to bed, we always pray. And the prayer is always, what are you grateful for? Whether it was, over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, what are you thankful for every day? What is it? And it's really beautiful to see what the kids are thankful for, because Matthew and I, although we get sucked in to the day-to-day nuances of running a business that are overwhelming, stressful, you always feel like you could be doing more or you're not doing enough of something. It forces us, when we pray with the children, to look back on the day, even if it was overwhelming, what we're thankful for. And oftentimes, especially when I want to cry and give up and say, I'm not cut out for this, it's not for me, and he has to reel me back in, at least I can say, I am so thankful that we have a job. Just if it's the bare minimum of we have a job where we can support our family and we make a difference in people's lives, even if it's just one person that day, it's kind of a way that we can go back and revisit with our children, hear what they're thankful for and what we're thankful for. And it gives us the energy to continue every single day.
Yeah, it also gives you the mentality of looking for the next win or looking for the next good thing that's going to happen to you. Like, how many times do you start your day off in a crappy way? You spill coffee on your white shirt or whatever, and you get into this mindset, and then just bad thing after bad thing after bad thing keeps happening to you. Why is that? It's because you're focused on the negative, right? So if you could start the day and end the day in prayer by flipping the script and going, what's the best thing that happened to me today? And then thinking about what's the best thing that's going to happen to me tomorrow, and being in anticipation of good, in anticipation of the next victory, the next celebration, I think it just makes it much more likely to happen.
Yeah, it almost like grounds us, where we can just like walk away or step away from that, the thing, the business, it's like this churning thing at all times. And it almost like gets some quietness going, some clarity, and just breathe, right? Like just breathe and step away from it for a moment, and then realize, like, hold on, what am I doing all of this for? Right? So you mentioned earlier loneliness.
Yes.
What do you mean by loneliness?
I think I have a unique description of loneliness in my position as opposed to maybe what Matthew feels. But being an entrepreneur, medical professional, mother, can create a wonderful cocktail of very limited friends or friend time, because not everyone understands the limits that we have with our free time. And I think that the most understanding friends that I have are the ones in the same position. And they don't require much of you to stay in contact, but getting together is really cherished and something planned way in advance. But it gets lonely on a day-to-day basis because you are, I mean, as soon as you wake up, it's getting the kids woken up and to school and make lunches and drop them off. And then you're off to work, usually right in the nick of time. And then you're seeing patient after patient, responding to DMs in the meantime, run into Matthew's office to talk about the specials or, you know, the new ad that's going out or whatever it might be. Leave the second my patient walks out the front door so that I can meet him at whatever activity the kids have going on or at the house and start homework. So it doesn't leave much room for friends. And then at the end of the day, you do become a little bit like, I'm alone in this. I mean, I have a partner, so that is a little less lonely, but we're both kind of like on an island. And because of that, I have to force myself to reach out once in a while and be like, hi, I exist. Do you exist? Are you okay? Can we get together even for coffee? And just find a life raft once in a while for a female connection. Not that you're not enough.
Oh, I know.
I need a female other than my daughters.
Yeah, I think it's easy to isolate yourself, and even like with your description right there, like you're isolating yourself by how busy you are and all of the things that you have to do, and that you're kind of inside of this bubble and it's hard to get outside of it. My reminder that always breaks me out of the bubble is how many grateful clients we have coming into our office. Like for me, I always go back to the client, and my personal obsession is the experience. And that's what I spend so much of my time thinking of, is the client experience. And it could be the client experience of receiving a message from us, seeing an ad by us, or walking in through our doors for the first time. What is the experience that you have as a client? And that always breaks me outside of the isolation, because it's not just you. And it gets easy to feel like you're the only one doing this. You're doing this by yourself, and you know, you're on a raft and it's just you paddling, trying to get to the shore. But no, like we get to share our experience with so many other people, and seeing their joy is like what drives me every single day to be like, I love this, you know? And it takes a lot of preparation to be able to do that. But that's the reminder that keeps me going, is like, that we get to share what we love and what we're passionate about with other people, and they receive it with the same love and passion.
That was amazing. Like, seriously.
That's his TED Talk.
It's so good. I mean, but it's not just something you say, but it's actually something you do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big difference there. Personally experienced that.
Yeah.
Danielle and I experienced that. The before, the during, the after. It is amazing. Amazing. And I remember even reaching out to you, and you're like, well, that's not, you know, in the wheelhouse anymore, but let me just get you set up with it. Whatever it is, you want to make sure that, and that actually brought back a memory when you did that, to, I think it was I don't know if it was a Jeff Bezos thing or one of the guys that we all read or look up to in some capacity, or I think it was at Zappos. That's what it was, where someone called Zappos for a pair of shoes when that is what they did, and that's what they were known to do. And the customer service person said, hey, you know, got you all set up here. Anything else I can do for you? And the guy was like, well, you know what? I can really go for a Domino's pizza. And the Zappos guy got Domino's on the other line and actually like help them orchestrate that Domino's pizza order.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. That's that experience.
Yep.
Because if you have the opportunity to provide a service, why not do something, even if it's outside of your realm? You can still make that phone call to Domino's. Right, for them.
The thing that's outside of your realm is actually the most impactful.
Right.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it's what's not expected.
And
it's
you
the above
delivered.
and beyond.
You
Yes.
delivered the non-expected.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
pretty powerful.
We foresee
Very.
your needs before you even know that you have them.
Yeah, and that's like a Ritz or a Four Seasons mentality,
Yeah.
right? It's like, don't wait to have someone come to you, go to them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
One of the things that I like to tell patients who've come in for the first time, because I unblind them from the red light in their waiting room, is the fact that the most valuable commodity you have is not your money, it is your time. And if you're choosing to spend your time with us, I wanted to make it worthwhile for you. You have such a busy life outside of these walls. Let us force you to relax and take care of you. You're already here, so why don't you let us take care of you and give you a latte, give you a mocktail, give you some red light, a minute of quiet where you physically cannot see your phone, although people try to cheat and take off the glasses and like try to look at the emails. But we're really trying to be there for you in your time of need, usually, whether they're preparing for a special event or they're going through a divorce or they've lost a loved one or their loved one is in hospice or in the hospital and what some of the worst case scenarios are when there's something wrong with your child, and we try to find ways that we can help you with that, because I have a good friend who's a pediatric nurse practitioner who comes to your house. I don't know how many times I've called Jill, or I've offered to have the hyperbaric, set up for a child to go in there with the parents staying on the outside. And we have a room for children as well. So we're really trying to be there for that person in all avenues of their life. Even if it's not something that we offer, we'll have a person to connect you with to continue that care.
So this leads to the next question.
Mm-hmm.
When you tell someone that you're the owners of, do you call it a med spa? What do you call it?
Yeah, what do we call it? The practice, usually?
Yeah.
A wellness center?
We call it a luxury medical spa and wellness center.
So when you say that,
Mhm.
what is the first reaction someone has when you tell them that?
We were talking about this the other day, but I think it's so easy to slap luxury on everything these days, that it's almost like watered down the sentiment of what luxury is. And I think that we probably all went to a place that said luxury apartments, for example, and you walk in, you're like, what's luxury about
Where's
this?
the luxury? I
You
can see
know?
it, yeah.
So I think my expected response when we tell people about the business is like, prove it. Well, prove it. Show me, And so like the end goal in mind is to get a client, right? When you're promoting your business, ultimately you want them to become a client of yours and give you the opportunity to show them what you're all about. And so I'm a man of little words. I try not to boast. And I think that's such an important thing when being humble, and you don't find that often in this industry. It is a lot of show. And so hopefully Irena and I are a breath of fresh air for people who are expecting that and then come to see that we're just people. We're family people. We love
They
our
do
family.
feel like it's a family business, a boutique
Yes.
business.
Mhm.
But also because usually I'm the one who like grabs them from the room and I'm like, how did you hear about us? Welcome to the practice.
Mhm.
Usually the first response is like, wow, I didn't expect this, or I feel so fancy. I have a couple of people that book appointments. These are longstanding clients. And they'll say, I'll ask them, what are you getting done today? You don't need anything. And they'll be like, I don't know, I just feel like a rich bitch when I walk in here. Like, I just want to be here. And I'm like, okay, that's good enough for me. But they really enjoy how we make them feel. And I think that is longstanding clients, new clients. They feel that we are making them feel important, sometimes for once in their life, that we're actually able to see them and hear their concerns and be there for them, even if I don't actually poke you, even if I actually don't treat anything. It's the fact that someone is there to listen to you and suggest if you need or don't need something, or you're going to waste your money, or maybe it's just you need a facial and someone to just touch you in a relaxing way and take your mind off of your life. That is what people say that they experience or they feel when they walk into our practice.
Yeah, if you pinpointed the perfect secret on a map and you drew a 1 mile radius around the outside of it, there are 20 other places where you could go and get similar services to what we provide in our practice. It is a heavily saturated market, and we're aware of that. And so our focus is always, what can we do to be uniquely different than the competition? And my favorite kind of client is the one who's been to several different med spas around the valley, has had several different experiences, and expecting more of the same, and then walks in and go, whoa, this is not anything like where I have been, but this is the destination where I was hoping to get, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome. So we talked about competition. You said 20 plus other, places that can serve them within a mile.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
So you talked about the experience. You talked about making sure you're telling them what makes sense for them to do versus what they want to do to others, just for that revenue stream. Who is the perfect client for the perfect secret? You just mentioned someone that's been to other places, so they can really now experience something on a different level.
Yeah,
but
we're looking.
Who's that person?
Someone who I look at it as respects themselves enough to take hold of their wellness, to take hold of their well-being from the inside out. A lot of people walk around feeling, their lack of confidence seeps out of their pores because we live in Scottsdale or PV, and they're always comparing themselves to the person nearby. And we really love the customer who comes in and they want to take hold of their inner and outer well-being. And I think that's something that we offer, is focusing on how can we optimize your health and wellness, as well as improve your confidence outwardly in the same breath, because your confidence only stems from internal well-being. And that is something that I cannot do with a needle. So if you come in, someone hears you, someone's there for you, and you say something about, your back hurts or you're in pain, that affects how you see yourself on the outside. Or if you feel full of life and you don't look like that on the outside because you've enjoyed the sun and you haven't taken care of yourself, we have all the tools in our practice to amplify your internal well-being, whether that be pain, inflammation, wounds, internal, external wounds, and then just kind of soften everything up on the outside so that your internal and external appearances match and you feel that confidence building up inside of yourself. Sometimes it's in one appointment, sometimes it's in multiple.
I'm not a med spa expert in any way. Do other med spas take care of wellness, like the inner stuff that you're talking about?
As a quick fix, I think.
Yeah.
I think that peptides have become huge, and a lot of med spas, they focus on, what is it, churn and burn? It's like quick in, quick out. That is a model for some.
Yeah.
That is what works for them, and that's awesome for them. A lot of places will do IV infusions. That's an internal, assistance as well. Something that we do that's really unique to our practice is we give you ample time per each appointment. So you really don't feel like we're rushing you out. You're not a number. And something I was taught from the very beginning is that you treat every customer like they're your only customer. And I think that we've done that since I went off on my own in 2021.
Yeah. Truthfully, and you're not going to hear this from most business owners, but we have this equal understanding that the perfect secret is not for everyone.
True.
And so many business owners just take the shotgun approach of like, it's a numbers game. How many people can I get in here? And I'm going to do it as quickly as possible just to make sure that there's ample room to treat as many people as we humanly possibly can. No, that's not the case for us. We know that the typical client for the perfect secret is a high profile professional that really appreciates a reserve Ritz-Carlton-like experience where there's privacy, they're taken seriously, and they know that
attention to detail.
Yes, the attention to detail is a great one. But we know our client, we know our ideal client. And I think going back just a little bit.
And natural results. That is the most important.
Natural results. Yes. And that will stand the test of time. Everything else will be a phase. This will last because everyone wants to look like the best version of themselves. That's our MO.
You do so many things, right?
Yeah.
So there's the core things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's these other things like you mentioned, like, we have a room for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now, other places have those things, great. But you're actually talking about sometimes kids go to the chamber,
Mm-hmm.
right?
With the doctor's approval.
Of course.
A doctor's note. But there's the oxygen chamber has been used. I don't like calling it a chamber. What's the different
Hyperbaric
word?
oxygen
I'm very sensitive to oxygen
therapy.
The gas.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the H-bot.
Okay.
It's like a sleeping bag. So
and I've seen it. I mean,
yes.
you showed, like, you went in it. You had a client that went in it.
I've done it several times.
I've done it because I broke 4 ribs. And I didn't have downtime. I have to still like be a mom and work and wear 4 inch heels at work. But we've had athletes use it. We've had pre and post surgical patients use it. We've had, I don't know, I feel like they're kids, but like teenagers because of their sports have the need to use it. We've had women with MS and other kinds of autoimmune disorder.
Yeah.
And they've seen the results of that, specifically back pain. That has been huge. People have been showing that the hyperbaric consistently has relieved their back pain, which is like a pain. I mean, Matthew's very sensitive to this because he had it forever. Nothing can touch that pain. And not everybody wants to be connected to a pain pump, just constantly steroid shots or a pain pump to rely upon to live your life. And it's not just athletes. There's a bunch of regular people who were in a car accident or have had other issues. You have like the scoliosis thing and like pinched nerves. So just to know that anyone can utilize all of these services to just improve their quality of life is huge.
Yeah. So we got loneliness.
Yeah.
The comparison and competition in the space, how to set yourself apart.
Yeah.
The humbleness, but also needing to get out there and make sure that, you're recognized as what you do and how you do it on a very top tier level.
Yeah.
Right. Based on the experience from people that are coming in, but not just when they're there, but the before and after as well.
Yes.
And making sure that you're helping them on an inner and outer level
Yeah.
is huge for you guys.
Yeah.
And I kind of was like picking up undertones when you were talking about the kids and what you say, and you talked about earlier about the money and like growing up in a certain way. Like, how did you get into doing this? Like what, like there's like a core, not like I got into it because I met someone, but like there's something that you're fulfilling each and every day based on something when you were growing up.
Yes. So I grew up feeling very insecure about myself. I think that comes with the Soviet culture. You're always told how you can be better, just very blatantly. If you wear something or you act a certain way, it's very obvious that it is not up to the standard of the elderly. And so I grew up very insecure, and I felt like the way it was really interesting, but the way that I can make myself feel valued is if I can help make someone else feel good. And if I'm just a very small part of you loving yourself and accepting yourself, then I feel better about myself. And I was always really, really good at science and art. I used to paint a lot. And so I loved getting lost in the sauce with, painting and being creative. I'm a very creative person. And to me, I felt like aesthetics was a beautiful blend of science and art, where you are the canvas, but there is a nuance to injecting and to approaching the body. And I think it's fascinating because I love physics. I like the human body. And there are specific ways where you can utilize both to create a wonderful result that doesn't look augmented at all. And so I feel like that's my why, my niche, is I just love making others feel great about themselves. I think the kids have tapped into that too, because I will go through before and afters with them. I mean, I'm working on them on my phone and they'll be able to see it. And the wonderful thing about my job that makes it so unique with the kids growing up in Scottsdale, knowing what their parents do, which is usually frowned upon. A lot of parents don't like to tell their kids that they get injectables.
Mhm.
I like to show the kids, well, mommy is helping them with this dog bite to their face that they had as a child. And they look at it every single day and it brings them sadness and they wanted to fix it. Or this woman had a surgery to her face due to an accident and I'm just helping her erase some of those scars. Little things like that. Or even if someone does have little things that makes them insecure, the kids are able to see that I'm not changing their appearance at all. I'm just focusing on proportions and keeping the integrity of their beauty, all while improving their confidence.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And then Matthew, your experience and your love for business and clients,
People, yes.
people,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's like not only a great marriage, but also a great business marriage, because your pursuits each and every day when you leave the house is you're attacking what you love doing, right?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
love our job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a dream.
Yeah.
I have an equal passion to Irene about making people happy, and it's the most selfless thing, but also the most selfish thing because it is so fulfilling. And I think what I recognized was the typical experience at a med spa is you actually walk out less confident than you did when you walked in. And the reason for that is because you're walking in front of somebody incredibly vulnerable with a need, and then they tell you what you need. We never tell people what they need. We ask what they need from us. And it's a totally different approach because everybody has their own story, they have their own journey, and they have their own desires. We are actually going to take the time to find out what their desire is before making any suggestion whatsoever. And I think that's the most critical, common mistake, and somewhere that we could easily fill the gap. And it's one of those many things that separates us from the competition.
Beautiful.
I like how he says competition. I say peers. There
competition.
are peers.
It's like
well, I see them at the dinners.
It's the sports competitive nature in us, Irena. We like the.
It's a dude thing.
It is. Gosh. It's just what it is.
I'm not going to walk into a dinner and be like, "Hey, they're a competition."
Sometimes we would. We would say that. I would say that. But we talked about abundance and scarcity, and it's not like competition, like you're taking from me.
Right.
I think it's more of like the boxing mentor, where your boxing coach is not beating you up to beat you up.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing to make you better.
Yes.
So you can think of it as you walk into that dinner, you're like, oh, they're taking business away from me. They're taking business away from me. And then you start like feeling insecure, like, oh, I'm not as good as them. And then all the things that happen to all of us. Right. Or it's the competition that we're leveling each other up and knowing that it's not about getting 100% market share because like you both mentioned earlier, you're not for every single person in the world.
Yeah.
But there's enough people in the Scottsdale, PV, Arizona market, or I'm sure you have people that come in from out of state or even out of country that want your experience. There's enough market share in the world for you to live a good life and to support your family and to give back and to do all the things that you want to do and keep striving for more.
Yeah.
Right. We know that it's not enough yet. And it will never be enough because you are a giver ultimately.
Yeah.
It's not because you need it. It's because you want to continue making that huge impact.
Yeah.
And that huge impact equals dollar signs for business.
Yeah.
So that's the competition though. It's walking in and saying, all right, what are you working on? Because this is what I'm working on, and being more cooperating with each other and collaborative versus, what do they say nowadays? Like your gate holding or your gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to help anyone.
No.
Right. And the fact that so that's the energy you're giving off.
Yeah.
So
I work really well. I tell patients all the time, I'm a great team player. If they have an esthetician that they love going to, I'm not going to try to force them to ours, although she is wonderful. I really just want to tell them what I think is best for them to do for their needs that I have seen in the past. And if that is something that I can work on specifically with your esthetician to get you there, I'm more than happy to do that. Or if that particular patient would like to try a treatment that I do not do or I do not specialize in, I'm so happy to refer them to a peer of mine that kills it, that is really safe and has great results with that specific technique. I don't like to just mine. It's not all for us.
And for example, what you mentioned, what we do really well earlier is natural but noticeable aesthetics.
Yes.
We bring out the innate beauty in people. And everybody's seen somebody in Scottsdale who's got the giant lips or the overfilled cheekbones. People still like that. That's just not us. But we know people that do that. So if somebody comes in, this is a differentiator between Irena, is if somebody comes in and goes, I want 3 syringes of filler in my lips, Irena will go, no.
I'll say that is anatomically impossible.
Yeah, you can do that somewhere, but you're not going to do it here. And we understand that every client that's out there walking around in the real world is like a billboard for the perfect secret. These are the type of results that we provide, right? And so many of our clients come in, we're like, how'd you hear about the perfect secret? Well, I bumped into a friend that I hadn't seen 10 years in the grocery store, and I said, my goodness, how do you look the way that you look right now?
Oh no, I have a better story.
Tell us.
So I had a DM.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Let's hear the good one.
I have so many stories. But I had received a DM from a girl that I did not know. And she said, I know this is weird, but I just saw a girl at a bar and her face was beautiful and her lips were beautiful, like just her whole everything. And she said, I walked up to her and I said, your face is just so beautiful. And the girl, it wasn't like, oh, you look done. It's just like, you look just like a beautiful woman. And the girl said, oh, well, I see Irena at The Perfect Secret and all of this is fake and it's not my face. And she just shoves it in there. And so the girl reached out and she goes, I just stopped a stranger in the bar to say she's so beautiful. And she said she comes to see you. So I feel like I have to see you so you could tell me what I need to do to look beautiful as well.
She came in like 2 days
She
later.
did.
Yeah.
But we get stuff like that all the time where they don't even know that the patient has received injectables. They just get natural compliments. And the patients that feel comfortable sharing where they go, they say our name and we'll get random DMs. I just stopped this girl and I saw her at this bar and I saw her at this event and she looked so beautiful. Or specifically, my favorite is when they go back home for family reunions. Oh, that's the best. Like high school reunions, college, family, and they'll come. Usually, this is what happens. The patient gets used to what they look like. They don't think that they look that great anymore because they're like, man, I just look the same. They go to this reunion, they come back for their normal scheduled appointment, and they'll go, I have to tell you, everyone said I looked 10 years younger, 5 years younger. And I was like, well, what did you say to them? They're like, oh, the Arizona sun is so good for me. I'm like, you asshole. But they'll be like reinvigorated that, okay, everything is working. It's just that I do natural work. It's not supposed to look like I'm 45 and now I'm 25. You're just supposed to look a little bit better than 45, maybe 38, maybe 40, but just kind of pause there for a few years and then naturally age in certain ways, but do the little things that just make you look really healthy. Your skin looks healthy. You look happy. Everything is working seamlessly and nothing looks plastic fantastic.
So I grew up playing piano when I was little. My mom actually played piano professionally. Okay. And so she taught me for a little bit. And like most parents, they drove her crazy. So she hired somebody to do it. I played for a few years and then grew out of it, I guess, and was obsessed with sports. And that was a part of the past. And then during 2020, I was like, I want to play the piano again.
No, he had a hard time with 2020, and I told him get a hobby.
Yep.
And then,
that was the first thing I went to.
Yeah.
So I found the best.
Where does he go? So where is
it like Via Linda and
is it a place or a person's house?
It's a person's house.
Okay.
So it's at a residence. And yeah, I played with her for 2.5 years.
What's her name?
Ursula.
Yeah.
Whoa. And she
the
is
sea witch.
Awesome.
Whoa, Little Mermaid vibes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
She's kooky
she's the
and
best,
amazing.
Man. She's the best.
She does such a great job with
and
the kids.
Like so often the kids see what you do and they want to do the same thing. And so Chloe was watching me play piano and she's like, I want to play piano. And so I introduced her to Ursula, and now Max is in piano too as of like 3
January,
weeks ago.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet it means so much to you to like see them on that piano.
It's sick, man. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
The piano we have was my grandmother's when she was growing up.
Oh, I love
Nice.
So
that.
her and her brothers would get lessons, and the playbooks that they received when so in the bench,
Yep.
you pop it
Yep.
open, right? So there are like playbooks and just learning sheets from my grandmother
Yep.
I
growing
love
up.
that.
And then my mother grew up learning, and her like teacher would come and all that.
Yep.
And then when I was growing up, I would just like pound on it. I never had lessons. I was always in all the sports. And then when we bought our first home 15-ish years ago, my grandmother gave me that piano.
Yep.
And then that's what Jack is like playing on in our home
So
right now.
cool.
So there's a picture of my grandmother before she passed with
Mhm.
Jack at the piano.
Oh,
And that picture's on the piano.
oh, I
Wow.
love
And
that.
he's so good. He loves it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so
And
good for them.
it
and their
is.
brain.
It is. Yeah.
I can't I can't one up that, and I'm not trying to. The piano that the kids play on
Well,
was
it's competition. It's
yeah.
fun.
It was gifted from my dad gave it to my mom as their wedding gift.
Okay.
And so it
And
was
this is
like,
the one at your house.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
it was super,
But we have
super
another
special to them.
piano waiting for us
Yes.
in San Francisco. We just don't have a place for it, which was my great grandmother's.
Wow.
Yes. So we'll
There you
have
go.
generations.
We'll have
in
lots
the,
of
What kind of
Pianos.
piano
in the
is
music
that?
room.
It's one of those like old ones, the upright ones,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
we have at
Yeah.
the house.
That's
Yeah.
what we have too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, it's an upright Yamaha.
I don't know.
Nice.
This one's a Chamacha.
That's
It's a Jewish one.
That's right. That's right. Just like my
Yarmulke.
yeah, that's right. Just like my grandma's.
Upright
love it.
yarmulke.
I love it. Thank you again for listening to The Real Deal. If you have any other questions or would like to hear The Real Deal on a specific topic, please feel free to write in or contact us. Have a great day.